question for me. Any question at all?
Hey, B, we heard it was your birthday this week.
Because back then, women were not makeup artists. We were hairdressers, we did body makeup, we did other stuff, but we did not do makeup. It was a known fact that all the people in the makeup union there were men. It started with men. I have no idea why, because I'm sure none of them wore makeup. But anyway, so I started working with some guys who were like in these little cheesy little rock bands in LA. At the time I had owned a vintage clothing store, and they were buying vintage clothing for me, and then they wanted to get into this spacey like David Bowie thing, so they had me start making spacesuits for them, and I did their hair, and I cut it, and I colored it, and styled the whole look, and then they said, well, this is really cool, but we want big brains and pointed ears and crazy shit like we saw in Star Trek, and Outer Limits. And I said, bitchin', I said, I don't know how to do that, but I'm gonna go find out. So I packed up my little groovy bag and I went off to a science fiction convention, and I saw these guys walking around with these Planet of the Apes makeups on, and I went up to these guys and I said, wow, those are really cool. Where did you get those masks? And they said to me, very offended, they said, those aren't masks, those are makeups. And I went, cool, I want to learn how to do that, will you teach me? And they said, well, and I said, well, okay, so I'm working with this rock band and they want to have these big heads and pointed ears. Can you make them for me? Can you show me how to put them on? Blah, blah, blah. And that's how I started. One thing led to the next. I said goodbye to the music industry and started doing makeup with those guys. And that's how I started. And I was basically the first woman to do special effects makeup. So I didn't even start with beauty makeup because I thought, well, that's really easy. Anybody can do that. I started with the hard stuff. So that's how I sort of, got into the business. I started doing non-union little, cheesy sci-fi horror movies, and little by little just worked my way in. Worked for free, worked for nothing, worked for $10, worked for $100 for a week, whatever they would pay me, I didn't care. I never said no to a job. I just went and did, and I kept meeting people at every job I went to. I met somebody else who gave me another job, who gave me another job, and that's how you do it. And that's still how you do it as far as I know. You just get in there, you go to work. If somebody offers you a job and says, well, I can do this, but I can only pay you $50 for the day, just say yes, do it. Just go and do it, because you know what? What are you going to do? Sit at home and not make any money? And not learn anything else? Not meet anybody else? You're actually being given an opportunity to go meet people, go get experience, and have fun. So this job is fun. I mean, I never get sick of my job. I've been doing it for over 35 years. I can't think of anything I'd rather be doing, and on my day off, I'm at a school talking about my job. So, you know what? How bad can it be, right, guys? Let's give a hand to the makeup artist. So, we're going to have some fun today. Is everybody here?
I think so.
That's going to be here? The latecomers, just get just gonna dot up a couple of, I'll just do them all. And that way somebody else can play with them. I don't get them all on. So I'm just dotting ooh, sorry, here. I'm just gonna take a sponge and I'm just gonna make sure that it gets a little bit of